yourselves, please.
I'm James Stevens III.
And I'm Grace Stevens.
The third.
I'm gonna do a little bit of stand-up tonight, and I hope I don't bomb.
Well, I think he has it. I think he should be hosting his own TV show anyway. And so we talked about that. Yeah, it's something cool. We talked about that, and I mean, the guy's awesome.
Oh, we got a special guest for you guys tonight. I have a special kid that I work with out in LA. He just did a movie with Mekhi Phifer. He did that movie. He starred on Motown, the musical, on Broadway, and traveled all over the world. And I met him when he was like 13 years old. And so he's an actor. He's on Disney. He flew in from LA because he wanted to meet my boys, the Def Jam cats. And so he's aspiring to be a comedian. So y'all going to have to help him out and make it work. Because I'm going to let him do 5 minutes on this show. Because he's going to be one of the baddest cats. Seriously, he's a bad boy. Put your hands together for Mr. Reed Shannon.
Yeah, break it down. Didn't know he could still move like that. Didn't know. They tell me as I get older, my bones are gonna start cracking. And every time somebody tells me that, I get so scared. Like y'all say with a smile on your face, oh yeah, wait till you get older. Like, why would I wanna do that now? That doesn't sound fun. It sounds painful. She said it is. It was rough getting out the house tonight. Whew. Child, better be glad I'm sitting in this front row. I am Darth Vader.
Also known as
Barney, the big red dog.
What's your government name?
My government name is Francesca. It's kind of itchy. I'm Reed Shannon.
Hi, I'm Belinda Reed Shannon, Reed's mom.
And I am Keith L. Shannon, Reed's dad.
Now, Reed just had an 18th birthday, so if you wanted to, you can.
Sometimes I've asked myself, not seriously, but like, do y'all really care about me, or you were just trying to get me to 18?
You going to college or you going to the military?
That's what he used to say all the time. But we knew since Reed was born.
You know, I didn't really like it. I
Needs
loved
a lot of work.
I loved it. This guy's going places. I can see things, how you start in life and you're beginning, but he's already almost there. I mean, you're going to do very well, son.
Reed, have you eaten any of the chef's food?
Yeah, I had, wasn't it meatballs?
Meatballs.
Yeah. They were really good.
I was waiting until Reed till he got 7 years old so that he could get in Cub Scouts and then become a Weeblo and then become a Boy Scout. I was a scout leader, so I didn't make Eagle Scout, and my dad was an Eagle Scout, so I just knew I had an Eagle Scout here. He was pretty intelligent, and I knew he could get all the merit badges, and he also liked baseball, so we did kid pitch baseball. No, we did T-ball, kid pitch, coach pitch, and
T-ball, coach, pitch.
Right, so 4 years of baseball, we're rolling, we're Weeblos now, and I'm figuring, hey, we're gonna be in Boy Scouts real soon. I got an early Eagle in the community, and all of a sudden he had, from age 3 up to age 10 or 11, now he's spending more nights at the dance studio, the musical theater classes than he is baseball and scouting, and I'm getting scared.
Unlike the other theaters here who they're strictly theaters, we let the community use this place as a conference center, family reunions, and all types of other things.
And for sure, it's really been a faith walk for us because we put God first in all of this and everything that we did, from the naming of it. Asher Theater, it's biblical. It represents one of the tribes of Israel, and it means joy and happiness. And so, just from head to toe, we are focused on Him And we give him all the glory and honor for everything that happens here.
What's up? Hey y'all, this is Def Comedy Jam. I got my boy Reed getting ready to do what he gotta do. You know what I'm saying? He getting to work with some of the legends.
The legends.
Of the Def Comedy Jam. So look, well listen.
Ready.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's get my boy ready. Let's do it.
Can I sing with you guys a little bit? Yeah, cool. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. Come on, y'all know it, don't act like you don't. When it's cold outside, yeah, I got the month of May. Doom, 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 doom. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? It's your girl. She's gonna be my girl. There you go, kick that on. I like you guys. You guys are cool.
You know, it was 6th grade. We were gonna pull Reed out of school to take him from North Carolina to Atlanta for a day to audition for young Michael Jackson on Broadway. They were choosing 5 cities in America. Atlanta was one of them. But right after Thanksgiving, we got a message from his science teacher, right?
Not
No, you're telling the story wrong.
Not after Thanksgiving. This
Reed
was in the
had asked
spring.
us if he could audition. This was Reed's first big audition for a big Broadway show.
What's Shannon Reed doing, and what's his new gig? What does he have coming up? And you know, his dad always keeps us up on game, like, oh, well, he has this, that, and the third. I can't say because I don't want to reveal anything.
The first show that Shannon Reed did, and to the second show, we can just see the maturity.
Yes.
I looked at him and I said, is that Shannon back? I said, oh my goodness, look how much he's grown. He's grown into such a handsome young man. And it was just it was an honor because I did not know that he was gonna be here today. We found out, as she said, when we walked in, that Shannon Reed was gonna be here, and it was just wonderful.
We was both whispering to each other saying, he has really grown. It's doing really good. I could see the growth in him, really, I could.
Yes, and as soon as we seen him, we went straight to him and gave him a big hug.
So do you remember us? Yes, he did.
When I saw Reed in the Motown the musical, and because I knew his father, and he invited me to come see him, and I saw him, and I was blown away with his talent.
The first time around, I was like, oh, let's go.
And I was about to drive him on
everybody,
Friday.
we were about to go.
December
and then
1st.
my teacher sent a note and said
That you had
that,
some homework not done.
said that I had some projects and some homework missing and behavioral issues.
Right.
And y'all
And so
just
we said we're
no.
not going to pull you out of school.
No, y'all said no. You're trying.
Right.
He's trying to make it sound like they were like, well, sweetie, you have to do good in school. No, they said no. We're not going.
Right. We can't.
We're not going.
I'm not going to drive you out of school, to drive 6 hours to Atlanta.
I would've booked it, though.
We said we're not going to do this now because you don't understand your priorities. Get your act together in school.
See, that's how they think they come off.
So
That's not how they
We
really.
didn't
So the
say
following-
no. We said
They
you
said
just
straight
lost your.
up.
You just
Oh
lost
yeah,
your-
y'all did say it like that.
I
They
know,
said
I
it like a
remember
G. They
'cause
said
I said
you've
it.
lost. You've
You're-
now
you
lost
your trip to Atlanta.
Right, you were
And
out of town and called
see,
me while I was driving him to voice lessons.
Because his teacher sent an email that said he had a
Snitching.
science project
snitching.
that she had been asking him for 3 weeks. He hadn't said a word to us. And so we waited until
forgot about it.
we waited
It
until we
wasn't
got
Thanksgiving.
his
It was the spring.
we got his side of the story. We said, Reed, why is your teacher emailing us about this science project? Reed began saying, what had happened was
I
like,
did not.
Don't
I
even,
would never ever use that dumb lie. If I'm gonna lie, I'm gonna make it good. I'm gonna make it good. I'm a great liar.
He is a champion liar.
So I sing on this kids show, right? And on kids shows, they usually have you sing and talk about things to teach the children something. It's great. So sometimes we sing songs about sharing. Sometimes, like one time I got a song about elasticity, right? So like the stretchiness of a rubber band. So last week, I got a song about absorption, which is the way that a sponge absorbs water, something like that, right? But when I got the paper, I thought it said abortion. So I was like, okay, that's interesting to teach children. I mean, imagine how that song would go. It is hard. It's hard trying to stay aware and also be an actor and be open to doing whatever project is thrown my way. Because I pride myself in being an actor for the art of acting and theater and theatricals and theatrics. But there's sometimes there are roles that fall in great pieces of art that happen to be stereotypical. I tend to lean more towards the art instead of how I feel, because I feel like my purpose is a lot greater than just, no, I'm feeling sad today, or I'm not feeling this role because I don't believe in. No, I'd rather do a role, get backlash for it, and know that I affected somebody, rather than chicken out from doing a role because some people aren't gonna agree with it. I feel as though that's the problem now. A lot of people censor themselves for the comfortability of others, but I don't think that that's what needs to happen if we want to make change. We have to say what makes us feel uncomfortable so that we can change the world together. We can understand each other if we do that. My mom hates that joke. I told that joke in a comedy club in LA, and I could hear her groaning in the background. It's just that black mother side. Oh, I might have to beat his ass. I might have to beat him, embarrassing me in front of all these white people. Don't make no sense. No, in fact, my mom, when I was younger, I remember this specifically. She said, Reed, if you don't clean your room right now, I'm gonna slap the black off of you. And I was like, you can do that? I mean, I wasn't that scared because I'm already pretty light, but I had to check in the family to see if she had done it before. Because if she had, she'd have everybody in the neighborhood coming up to the door talking about some, Mrs. Shannon, I got a job interview I gotta get to. Can you please slap the black off of me? I'm not just gonna dog on my mom. My daddy's a character too.
The next school year, the first 3 weeks of the school year, he found the audition for Motown the Musical again.
Let me say
Grades
that
were
another
up.
way. 9 months later,
I was
Motown the
pregnant.
Musical
Oh.
it was vastly popular on Broadway,
Right,
and so
opened in March.
9 months later, they started piecing together a cast for the first national tour.
Correct.
So the tour was gonna kick
Travel the
off
country, yeah.
and travel the country. And Reed once again came to us and called a family meeting, and he said, "You guys, I really want to do this. I'm on honor roll now, keeping
Yep.
my room clean." You know, he was doing all the things that we
got
had asked him
letters
to
from
do.
his teachers, and well, the other thing is we talked with his musical theater instructors. I actually called them,
Yeah.
and they said, "Yeah, hey, he's
ready.
He's ready. He can do this." And so we then took a couple of days out of school, the first month of 7th grade.
I was
to
never
now
at that
travel
school.
from North Carolina to New York City
We
for
made a
open
trip to New
call.
York.
So they ended up having 5 cities of open calls. We learned later on that it was over 1,000 boys that they looked at, about 200 in each of the 5 cities, and they, whittled that down to 200, and then whittled it down to 12 that went into the Michael Jackson workshop that November. We traveled the country. We had a change of life and left what we knew. I realized I wasn't going to get my traditional Eagle Scout. I wasn't going to have a pro baseball player. And we began to travel the country. Now, primarily, we were out of the box because here it was a father traveling with his Broadway son as opposed to a mother. Belinda would come in wherever we were. We did 22 cities in 16 months on the first national tour
And
of
during,
Motown the Musical.
and
He
during
came
the
in
time
the
he was on
weekends.
tour, as parents, we evaluated and we talked about what next after this tour.
Right.
And we wanted him to
Very
continue
successful
his
tour.
development. We wanted to continue his learning. And so we knew we would either need to go to New York City or we would need to go to LA.
I'm 18 now, just graduated high school. Yeah. Thank you. And I'm growing up and growing into my career, and now me and my parents were having to create more of a parent-son relationship, more of a business relationship. And the line between bro and dad is getting really blurred.
We traveled the country. We had a change of life and left what we knew.
And I'm getting really confused. For example, just so you guys can get an idea, my dad took me to the strip club.
I realized I wasn't going to get my traditional Eagle Scout.
A good father, as a good father should. No, he took me to the strip club, and it was weird because he gave me a lecture before we walked in. He was like, listen here, son. Something, you see one of the nice young ladies, she does something you like, you give her $1. We don't waste money in this family, so just $1. Just $1. And I'm like, okay, I got it, cool. So we walk in, my dad daps up the security like he's been here before. What's up, Alan, how you doing? Yeah, brought the son with me tonight. Cool, yeah. And so I'm like, I'm talking to one of the nice young ladies that works at this fine establishment. And,
But what we did is we filtered though.
We're just talking, right? And I don't know what to do because I've never been in a strip club. And so she's like, hey, want to go back? And I'm like, I guess so. And so as a good son would do, I look over to my dad to make sure it's okay. And I'm like, hey, Dad, I'm going to go to the back with her. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Talking to whoever he's talking to. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's fine. So we go to the back and we come back out and I sit at the table with my dad. And now this is the part that really, really confused me because I didn't know what to do. As a son, you have a relationship with your mother and your father. This is a compromising position. So we're sitting at the table. The nice young lady is dancing. My dad pulls out $1, looks at me, and he goes, now that's a thigh right there. Dad, what? I don't think you're supposed to say that to me, because now I have to tell Mom, right? That's what I'm supposed to do as a good son? I'm supposed to, because that's not, I don't know. I didn't tell my mom, but she wasn't happy we went to the strip club. That's all, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much.
Try me. Can we talk about some wokeness? Malcolm X would be cool to play because of his mind. He was so, y'all saw Denzel play it. Y'all saw Denzel play Malcolm. Just the mind behind Malcolm X, to understand that. That's why I would want to play a role like that. That would be amazing to see the mind. The creative process behind that is a very, very dark secret that I don't think that I can reveal. Dare I say,
Yes.
I'd play Obama.